How you doing, Real Motivation? Terrence McKinney back with a new video. Today's video is titled Weak Thoughts Equal Weak Results. I'm going to give you 5 different ways that you can ruin your results by going into something with the wrong mind frame. But before we dive into the video, I want everybody who ain't subscribed to the channel to go ahead and subscribe and go ahead and smash that like button. And before we start the video, I also want to apologize to my subscribers. I haven't put out a lot of videos this last month like I normally do, and that's because I'm gearing up for the next phase of the videos, and so I want y'all to stay tuned and be patient because the videos is going to start coming back like they was. Alright, let's get into the video. Weak thoughts equals weak results. Number 1, doubt. If you going into anything with doubt, your results ain't going to be that good. You can't be going into something thinking I ain't strong enough, I ain't fast enough, I ain't smart enough. I can't do it. Because all you doing when you telling yourself that is reinforcing that in your head, and you setting yourself up for failure. I mean, because you keep telling yourself something, then guess what? That's what's gonna manifest in your life. If you keep telling yourself that you ain't fast enough and you ain't strong enough, then guess what? You ain't gonna be fast enough, and you ain't gonna be strong enough, and you ain't gonna get nothing accomplished if you got doubt in yourself. How do you expect somebody else to believe in you if you doubt in yourself? So you got to erase all the doubt. If you want to have strong results, you got to start with yourself, and you got to believe in yourself, because ain't nobody going to believe in you unless you believe in you. And so you got to clear all the doubt out of your mind and start replacing those doubtful thoughts with positive thoughts, and negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Instead of saying why you ain't strong enough, you got to tell yourself you is strong enough. You got to tell yourself you is fast enough. You got to tell yourself you are smart enough. You are good enough. You got to replace those negative things that you're telling yourself with positive stuff, and just erase all that doubt out of your mind. Number 2, I'm not lucky. Don't nobody get nowhere on luck. Let's just get that out the way. And good luck is made by people. I mean, don't nobody just wake up lucky. People build their own luck, and that's why I always tell people, if you want to be lucky, you got to create that luck. And the only way you're going to create that luck is being hard work, determination, and being persistent in whatever your goal is. I mean, people just don't, wake up and win $1 million every single day. No, you gain that luck when you start working towards your goal. Once you start working towards your goal, and the harder you working to it, then you're going to attract people, and you're going to attract surroundings, and you're going to attract, interactions that go towards your goal. So it might seem like it's luck, but it's not. It's just you putting your grind in, and you getting down, and you putting your hard hat on, and you putting your helmet on, and you getting to work. Because ain't nobody just naturally lucky, and luck can only get you so far. And so if you want luck, you got to make that luck happen. And the more you getting out there, and the more you working towards your goal, you gonna see that luck coming towards you. But I'm not lucky. That's just a weak thought. If you waiting on luck to do something, then your results ain't gonna never pan out the way you want them to be. So you just got to know that you create your own luck, and you make your own luck. So don't never say I'm not lucky, because if you say you're not lucky, that means you ain't working hard enough, and you need to work a little bit harder. Number 3, you easily influence. Alright, when you're doing something, you got to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Whatever you're working towards, or whatever you're trying to get accomplished, if you're doing it, it got to be because you want to do it. It can't be because your friend told you to do it. It can't be because, somebody on TV doing it. Or it can't be because your favorite celebrity on Instagram is doing it, or your favorite celebrity on YouTube is doing it. You can't be one of those people that's easily influenced. You can't be one of those people that's working on something, and somebody tell them something, and then they going all the way to the other end, or they going right already, and somebody tell them something, now they going left. A person that's zigzag. You can't be a person that's easily influenced. What we call those people is sheep. You can't be a sheep. You got to be a shepherd. You got to be a person that's leading the flock. You got to take other people's opinion, like a grain of salt. You can listen to it, you can entertain it, but that don't necessarily mean that you got to act upon it. Because when you act upon something just because somebody else doing it, then you're not going to have the same results as the other person doing it. The other person might be doing it because they might be passionate about it. They might have a certain drive about it or a certain motivation to get this certain thing done, and that may be the reason why they excelling at that. If you doing it just because they doing it and you don't feel the same way they feel about it, then you're not gonna have the same results as they. So that's why when weak thoughts equal to weak results. Number 4, you don't plan right. Whatever we doing in life, or whatever we trying to accomplish, or wherever we trying to get to, we gotta have a plan. Everything start with the plan. I mean, I'm pretty sure you done seen Pinky and the Brain, or old Looney Tunes cartoon, but what they do every single night, they come up with a different plan to try to take over the world. I mean, they never take over the world. I mean, it's just a cartoon, but that's just, how every single day they come up with a different plan. And you got to come up with a plan. I mean, if you wanna have success in whatever you're doing, or if you got a goal that you're trying to hit, then the planning point is the most important process of whatever you're trying to do. You got to sit down and you got to iron out all the details. You got to figure out what you want to do. You got to figure out how you gonna do it. You got to figure out when you gonna do it. You got to put some thought into your plans. A lot of times, what we want to have going for ourselves, or when we trying to do something, we don't plan accordingly. So we never get those results that we want because we just jump into stuff sometimes. And when we jump into stuff sometimes with no plan, well, when you jump into stuff sometimes with no plan, you don't know how that's gonna turn out. When you got a plan and you got deadlines, then you more often to succeed because you done took your time and you done crossed all your T's and you done dotted all your I's, so you know what you want to do and how you want to do it. So it always start with the plan. A plan is one of the most important. The plan is the most important parts of a process whenever you're trying to get something done. So if you got a weak plan, you're gonna have weak results. So you might just want to go back to the beginning if you having weak results on something you doing, and just make sure your plan is sufficient, and come up with a new plan and make sure you figuring out all the details so that way you can be successful. Number 5, if you go into something thinking, what if I mess up? You can't go into something thinking, what if I mess up? Because at the end of the day, we all gonna make mistakes, and ain't nobody perfect. And that's how you sometimes get to the path that you want to get to, is sometimes messing up. You might not accomplish your goal every time, but guess what? Every time you fail in trying to accomplish your goal, you learn that that's not the way to do it. And you may be able to take something from what you failed and maybe like, hold on, all right, this messed me up right here. At this point right here, I was going fine until I got to here. So maybe if I do something different at this point, maybe I can get the success I want. But you can't go into something thinking if you mess up, because ain't nobody doing nothing perfect, and you can't be afraid to lose, and you can't be afraid of failure. You just gotta do something when you do mess up, and when you do fail, and when you don't hit you don't get the results you want. You just gotta make sure you learn and you take heed to what you learned, so therefore you can come back at it, with a different plan, and you can learn something from them mistakes, because ain't nobody perfect, and you ain't gonna get to your goal on the first try. Because if you able to get to your goal on the first try, or if it's that easily attainable, then it's got to be a small goal or something that's not even worth it. So don't be afraid to mess up. You know what I'm saying? You got to embrace that and just make sure that you learn from it, and you can't let it get you down when you mess up either, because at the end of the day, you got to use that as a learning experience. All right, so let's recap these 5 different ways that those weak thoughts, or what's in your mind frame is weak from the beginning. It could just ruin the results. Number 1, doubt. Number 2, you going into it thinking that you need luck. Number 3, you're easily influenced. Number 4, you don't plan right. And number 5, you thinking if you mess up. And there's probably tons and tons more. If you come across some more, if you think about some more at home, and you want to help the Real Motivation Nation, just go ahead and leave them in the comments, and we can have a discussion in the comments, or if we get enough in the comments, we can even come out with a part 2. So have a great day, Real Motivation.